Hello and welcome to International Affairs being broadcasted here in the SATV's Gulshan studio. I'm going to be your host Shamsul Alam Pantha on this very exciting program. I welcome all my audience to join on the show today. Before I jump in to the discussion, let me introduce our panel for the program. Here in the studio, I have senior journalist, a permanent member of the Press Club, Muhammad Abdul Bari. I welcome you on to the program. And alongside, we will have Norman Floyd Barnes from Washington District of Columbia. As we momentarily wait for Norman Floyd Barnes, let me recap some of the interesting news from around the globe. Donald Trump, in his Board of Peace, have urged Israel and the Palestinian group Hamas to fulfill their obligations under the agreed Gaza ceasefire framework. This time it is comments coming from the US President Donald Trump. On the other side, in the Middle East, we see that Donald Trump is stating he is going to give Iran a last chance before decapitation. So this kind of comment is coming from the US President as we continue to see Israel still bombarding in Gaza. Almost 19 Gazan people have been killed in the past 24 hours. The death toll has surpassed 73,400 according to the Gazan Health Ministry. I'm going to connect with Norman Floyd Barnes to begin our discussion. A very good morning to you, Norman. I want to talk about so many things that are affecting the United States. We have a wildfire that has enraged in Spokane County in the Washington, as well as 25 U.S. states suing Trump administration over unlawful global tariffs. As it is coming, it's a coalition of 25 states that will look at Trump administration's latest attempt to impose sweeping global tariffs of 10% to 12.5%. All of this while the entire world reels from the economic disaster and impending global disaster that is yet to come, only before the global leaders decide what is correct for humanity. I want to pass it to Norman Floyd Barnes. What are some of the updates? A very good morning to you, Norman.
Good morning. Yes, it's amazing that the administration, Trump and administration, will impose tariffs in the situation we have right now with the economy. We have midterms coming up, and what the states are saying, the 25 states are saying, is basically, hey, this is enough. Enough is too much. We can't take it. We are hurting in our pockets. The citizens are not be able to make purchases, buy things. Quality of life is being depleted. We can't get the necessary things we need from overseas, and the prices are outrageous, and our pocketbooks are dry. So the administration apparently is not understanding the situation with the United States, the people, the average day person. It's day-to-day living. They have to make choices on, do I put gas in the car or do I put food on the table? So when you put these tariffs, someone has to pay for it, and it always comes back to the citizens. The citizens have to pay the prices as a consumer of buying everything. We are seeing that this war has created a situation where commerce is stopped and the risk is high, and that risk is transferred over to the people, and the people must endure this. We see it in Bangladesh. We see it all around the world. Everything has increased, and there's no chances of the rest of the year. We're in August now. We don't see any chance of anything going down. We do see the chance of everything going up, the prices going up. So when you put tariffs on it, that put more pressure, and we know how that ends. Every tariff has increased the pocketbook costs of every citizen's livelihood. So people are trying to figure out exactly how could the administration impose something that they know is going to affect them. So here we go. We're going to wait and see. November is going to be very, very unique, as these things are now getting to the point where people memories are getting very, very long, and they are feeling it in their pocketbooks. And apparently that is going to be transferred over at the midterms, the people will vote on the way how they feel. So right now they're not feeling very well about our current administration and the future where we're going and the likelihood of 2027.
Right. With 2027 being just around the corner, 4 months away from the end of the year, we see that these dangerous developments from around the world is jeopardizing world economy, somehow turning it into a cripple. Let me explain in further. Almost 6 Saudi tankers have turned away from the Gulf of Aden, according to ship data, tracking data, which shows that they had to change course from the Gulf of Aden, and they had to head towards southern Africa following threats by the Yemen's Houthi movement targeting Saudi shipping. And of course, this has a negative effect. The ships now will have to go through a longer route to arrive at their destination. And this is exactly what I want to talk about with Abdul Bari in the studio. So not only that it has caused dissatisfaction amongst 25 states in the United States because of this warlike situation, shipping now is resuming with the old routes pre the era of the Suez Canal. So I want to ask you how you feel about the current developments. Of course, there's much strategic ambiguity between the Middle Eastern states as well. Passing it on to you, how do you feel about the current world situation?
The current world situation is completely in a difficult position, as because you know the most important power is the fuel. If the fuel is not free moving, then the world economy and everything should be collapse. Due to this reason, this war is start from to now nearly 6 months. Within these 6 months, as per statistics, one fifth fuel is transporting transportation route is Hormuz Strait. In this moment, long of the time, this route is not working properly. All the reserves of the American also, not on the normal country. The America is the most important and the strong state, those who have the big fuel preservation, they preserve fuel. As because people is saying that if the all fuel is finished in the world, America fuel will not be finished. But in the present situation is saying that the American fuels stock is nearly finished, maybe 2, 3 or 4 weeks can it run. If it is like this, the 50 states they have, their normal movements of the American people will be stopped if the problem is not solved. So in this moment, it is very important for them to open the Strait of Hormuz. But Iran is knowledge about Iran is very well known about the situation. They are targeting to the point. They are thinking that the America have only the one weapon to attack America. The military power they cannot show, they cannot attack in America directly, but they have a strategic point. That is, Strait of Hormuz is the main weapon of the Iranian people, Iranian IRGC.
Right.
They are targeting this to the point is the Hormuz Strait. Now they are thinking the mid-term election is very near. Within the November, the mid-term election will be come in America. In this moment, President Donald Trump luck is not favoring on favor of him. All the situation, whole of the 6 months, every attempt of the Donald Trump has been failed. This American main weapon was sanctioned. That is totally damaged before the war. That was the physical, psychological war. The attempt is finished. The military action, that's also finished. Diplomatic weapon step finished. Threat, if the Iran is not come to do this treaty or the agreement, then we will destroy Iran, everything. But every threat has been failed. Killing the top leader of the Iranian, bombing and then target killing, everything fails. The American intelligence, this is American CIA, was the CIA and Mossad. They are the most powerful intelligent unit of the world. But this Mossad and the CIA, both attempts failed.
Correct.
The American intelligence and Mossad trying to find out the actual position of the Mustafa. Once upon a time, they can easily, you can remember it, during the time of the Laden, they said that they find out where is Laden. It was very easy to them, but they are trying to find out where is the Mustafa. But Mustafa Khamenei, they are unable to find out. Even
Yes.
Mustafa Khamenei is not willing to talk with the American any authority, completely hide.
Right.
In this moment, first time when they are killing the Iranian leader Ayatollah Khamenei, on that time we are thinking the Mossad and the CIA is very good, they are doing very well, they know where is the Khamenei residing, there is the Soleiman, what is the name, general was killed by the America,
Qasem Soleimani.
Soleimani, and the others men who are there, actually the chief of army, etc. They everything the Mossad is find out and pointed out, but that was the very clever job of the American Israel. But now you can think the actual fact is that American intelligence and the Mossad intelligence is completely failed to find out the position of the Mustafa Khamenei. Or not only that, Mr. Donald Trump is already proposed to the
Right.
Contran authority he like to talk with the Mustafa Khamenei. The Mustafa Khamenei is personally not willing to talk with the Iran. Now,
Right.
the last time the Trump is saying that their war is finished, they start again. Then now say okay, we will stop bombing, very soon the Strait of Hormuz will be open. The people is thinking whatever it is told by the Trump and the American authority, people and the journalists is not believing it, not
Right.
believing it. That is why you said about the 25 state, the unrest of the people of America, majority portion people don't like this war. They are thinking that why we will go to fight in Iran?
Right.
It's unnecessary expenditure. Not only that, by this war, the America lost their many things. Diplomatic status fall down. The relation or the control of the Middle East is established long of the year. America, everything is totally damaged. Now they
course.
all,
Right.
this is Middle East people and the state know America is dangerous for them. So they are not believe America. So the faith of the America is lost state property in the Middle East. Not only that, everything finished and the American was very saluting position. American status was saluting position all over the world. The people is thinking that America is the superpower. They now hit. Now all over the world is thinking that due to this war, America is not in superpower of the world, as because they are practically they are defeated to the Iran.
Now it's only a matter of admission before things come before the midterm election.
Right. And in this position, I can say that the world situation still have a hope. Only the remote or the switch in hands of Mr. Donald Trump.
Right.
Unconditionally, if he solve the problem, that is Gaza and the Iran and the Palestine, what is the Lebanon, the 3 point, Gaza, Palestine and the Iran. This 3 point, if Mr. Donald Trump is already checked out, all the friends of the America, they do not agree with the decision of the Trump. In this moment, Trump have opportunity to bring peace, to recover his image or recover the prestige of the America. If Mr. Trump, without any condition, come to permanent settlement with the Iran and the others issue, if Donald Trump do it very successfully or hopefully, the all crisis will be gone within a night.
Right. Excellent remarks coming from senior journalist Abdul Bari, really touching on the friendship between US and Israel. I want to have a very small question to Norman, but there is some news. David Barnea, who has served as the Mossad director from 21 to 2026, is leading Israeli intelligence agency during this period, is now going to represent a US defense technology company as well, and turning to Norman Floyd Barnes. I'm sure you are hearing senior journalist Abdul Bari. He's definitely confirmed that the people, half of US's 50 states, 25 states coming in saying that his tariffs are illegal, is definitely a bottom line there. How do you feel about this, especially the situation from around the world? Norman?
Well, actually, it's more than we're close to almost 69 to 70% of the U.S. population. This is direct opposition of this conflict, and the main reason is that our administration has failed to identify, map out a plan. Why? Why are we there? We know that we are suffering because of it, and a double whammy is we have no idea why we're there. We are losing, we are sacrificing, and we are hurting. Our pocketbooks are hurting. Even though we have the largest oil reserves and some of the largest oil reserves in the world, the United States, it controls nothing. It has nothing to do with the price. This is a global thing. So as the world endured this, so shall the people of the United States. The people are now understanding that the administration has made decisions that is going to affect how we relate to the rest of the world for years to come.
Right.
Yes, this will end. This will end, of course, but the consequences will go on. They will endure for a long period of time.
Right. As Norman Floyd Barnes was stating, that this conflict will take a lot of time before it comes back to the dialogue table. Very important statements that we are discussing just to understand the implications that we are going to face from around the world. Here in Bangladesh, we are also feeling some of this energy fallout. This economic crisis is definitely taking a shape. There is more on this very program as we head for a short commercial break, requesting our audience to stay tuned for more on this very program.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
Simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen.
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
they will face better projects.
With President Xi of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming you all back on International Affairs. Of course, I am joined in the studio by senior journalist Abdul Bari as well as Norman Floyd Barnes from all the way in Washington, D.C. Up until now in the program, we have been discussing how U.S. and Iran, the centric around war, and how war has caused economic disruptions from around the world, how nations such as Saudi Arabia is now expected to take a longer route to get its ship across from its territory. There is more on the world news today as well. Let me do a recap before I can ask my panelists. At least 27 have been killed as Russia and Ukraine are trading heavier attacks. Of course, 16 people have been killed in Russia, while 11 have been killed in Ukraine, according to local officials from each side, as both still continue to exchange attacks. We have also heard of a drone attack on a suspected Russian beach in the southern side that has landed on common beachgoers. They weren't aware. So this is a civilian target, yet Ukraine still has to respond regarding this matter. On the other side, in July 25th, last month, we have seen Ukraine launching an attack on an Iranian commercial vessel in the Caspian Sea, in which a top Iranian military advisor Mohsen Rezai is saying that Iran's armed forces has completed preparations for the strikes before this operation was called off, meaning Iran had planned for a strike on Ukraine but have moved away from that position after Kiev offered an apology. The tension surrounding Russia and Ukraine is definitely taking a massive human toll as we approach the winter season. I want to talk about this very issue with Norman Floyd Barnes to begin with. How do you see this latest development? There has been, both sides have been reeling from losses of human life, and of course the damages are still raking upon the war cost. So I want to ask you how you feel about Ukraine and Russia in this recent timeline. Norman.
Yes, this Ukraine and Russia war has produced, as we see, a new economy. Is defense weapons, drones, whatever. Is the new economy out of this. Right now, there's no indication that the war is going to end, and the profits are not going to stop coming in. Both Ukraine and Russia is profiting in terms of spending to defense spending and earning profits. Certain people are making a lot of money right now. Drones are now being considered the next cash cow. The use of drones, both in Ukraine and Russia, will allow both sides to continue this endless conflict. And the reason is making money. Someone is making money from this. Someone is profiting. We talked, you mentioned earlier about the intelligence official leaving his post in Israel to go to a financial gain, a defense contractor. That tells you a lot. Go where the money is. The money is in defense. Nothing else is happening right now. We trade, the tariffs, the cost of everything is going up, but people are making money, particularly the ones who have defense contract abilities. They are making a lot of money, and we need to understand what this thing is really about. It's all about major profits are being made by continuing this endless conflict in the Middle East and other parts of the world, while right now we are dealing with natural issues with our weather. The weather is causing us a lot of heartache. It's going to drain a lot of countries' budgets. We getting ready. We're going into the fall, but we're getting to the periods of hurricanes. Hurricanes create water problems. The weather is hot, so you're going to have water erosion problems on areas that's already been burnt up and down. So we're going to have more problems on top of each other. People live in these areas. People have to have a way of life. While they have to spend more money at the store to buy things. It's not adding up, guys. It's not adding up. This situation is creating a tremendous cycle, and the cycle is not good for the average person. So at some point in time, we have to sit back and wonder, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Because it's not prevailing, it's not profiting. Only the people who create war, they are making money, and everyone else is paying for it. Thank you.
Right. As I make of Norman Floyd Barnes' statements, really we are living in a new normal where devastation seems to happen every other weekend, where wildfires is randomly targeting each nation, each territory of the world, and it seems very hard of people fighting these wildfires. As Norman mentioned, we were on this very issue. I want to talk about Russia's and Ukraine's war strategy before I can touch more on the wildfire. there is news of social media footage, a drone hitting a busy beach in southern Russia, killing 7 people, including 3 children, according to local authorities, as well as 4 people who were killed and 4 others wounded after a Russian serviceman opened fire in a village near Sevastopol in Crimea, according to the authorities. Just to ask senior journalist Abdul Bari, Russia and Ukraine have been fighting for 4.5 years. Now we are suddenly seeing a sudden rise in their confrontation, in their escalation, and not really any focus towards them to come down to the ceasefire negotiations. A governor is also stating that 17 UAVs were downed and 1 person injured in a warehouse attack in Russia's Leningrad region. So this really shows that there has been an extensive military campaign between the two nations. I want to pass it to you, how you see these developments.
Regarding this point, if we go to discuss, then we have need to think or discuss about the origin of this war, the Russia and Ukraine. What was the origin? What is the origin? Origin is there. The American previous outgoing president, they did very diplomatic war. They physically not going to like Trump. They are doing very diplomatic war, strategic war. The war is that when Russia becoming strong and stronger, on that moment they are thinking that to stop the Russian aggression of the power, they have need to make busy. That was the reason. That is why they proposed to the Ukraine, Zelensky, we like to recruit you as a member of NATO. But Russia is thinking that if the Ukraine is the hard position of the Russia.
Right.
If Ukraine become the member of the NATO, then it will be big military and strategic problem for the Russia. That is why they did start war, threaten, and the America is giving hope to the Zelensky. Russia cannot do anything. We will provide you all weapons. Long of the time, by the interest of the America, the Ukraine is not still, the 4.5 years already passed, but America did not take him as a member of NATO. Still not. What is the issue? Issue was they like to make Ukraine as a member of NATO. But the 4.5 within this year, are they take him as a member of NATO? No.
Still not.
So unnecessary. Ukraine is moving and losing their land and the property and their military equipments, everything.
Even their children in this migration
peaceful
crisis.
Country. Before, Ukraine was the very peaceful country. Due to this American strategic plan, the Ukraine is coming down day after day. They are going to fight against the big power. So, I already told you the switch of the peace in hands of Mr. Trump. You know, Russia enemy is Ukraine. The Ukraine is patronized by USA.
Right.
The once upon a time, Mr. Trump already said the bloody president unnecessary expanding the American equipments. If we take back all, then you will be finished.
That's the first meeting between Zelensky and Donald Trump in his second term.
The Trump already expressed this. The America patronized this war of Ukraine and Russia. So, who is the behind of the Ukraine war? Behind is the America. What is the problem? Another. You look, the 3 places. We said, world peace, switch in hands of the Donald Trump. Venue can be 2, 3. Venue 1, Ukraine. Venue 2, Gaza. Venue 3, Lebanon. Venue 4, that is Iran. But you look, all war is in the 2 tent, America and Russia. If Russia, you look in this Iran and Russia war, in behind, Russia and China is patronizing Iran.
Right.
And Ukraine war, the America patronizing Ukraine. If today America said to Zelensky, stop the war, then Ukraine war will be finished within a week. Within a week. Same thing. The peace talk about the Gaza and the Palestine, long of the time the unrest, thousands of the people has been killing unnecessary, and the world economy, the peace, everything is going down day after day. What was the reason? reason is that Israel is patronized by America. So, the behind of the Israel, America. Behind of the Ukraine, America. Behind of the Russia, Iran, Russia. Behind of the Iran, that is China.
China, right.
You look, this main superpower, they are patronizing. Venue can be, I already told you, venue can be 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not matter. But the control show is in 2 points.
Right. Excellent statements from senior journalist Abdul Barre, really connecting the dots, who is supporting who, and the diplomatic back channels, how they are operating between these nations, how we are seeing a global world order and of course an emerging world order colliding, and that is because the petrodollar has been questioned, and all of this combined, it is not frankly a world that we expected to see in this year. However, I want to take a take on the environment, the nature, and how humans have been devastated this summer as the El Nino effects have been taking place. Tornadoes, storms, severe thunderstorms, flooding, earthquakes, as well as recently we have been hearing about wildfires. There's a story from the United States, 60,000 people have been evacuated from their homes due to the wildfire in Washington. I want to ask, especially regarding this issue, to Norman Floyd Barnes. You know, we have been doing this international affairs program for over a year, and some of these concerns are made naturally. It's not a man-made event, and I want to know from you, what are the several steps that the administration may take in order for the well-being of the people that have been evacuated? Passing it on to Norman for more. How do you feel about these developments?
Well, you bring up a question about steps the government is going to take. Well, the government is not taking steps. There's no financial transactional gain by obviously preventing these things, mitigating these things. The gain is by having devastation and come back spending money, allocating money they don't have to replace and repair. Mostly to replace instead of repairing. So again, this costs money. It costs money to maintain. It costs money to repair and replace. Profiteers, people who do development, benefits from this type of situation. Got to look where the money is. We have war, we have defense contractors, and we have developers. They are the ones who are benefiting from what we are experiencing. And at the end of the day, the average consumer has to pay for this out of their through taxes, tariffs, spending, or making hard decisions on quality of life issues. This is affecting every country. You know, I understand the tariffs in Bangladesh is what, 10% or more. Wow. This is a hardship during a time where people cannot even afford the day-to-day living expenses. So you're putting more pressure on to someone who just do not have people who do not have the means to endure. Everybody is not a millionaire, believe it or not. Everybody's not a billionaire, believe it or not. They do not have reserves. They do not have cash fund. They have to live day by day. They have to work instead of having stock returns. So unfortunately, their governments, their elected leaders have failed to understand this. We see it around the clock. They are the elitists. They are the ones who are immune. They are the ones who are making money from this stuff. So there's no move, there's no push, there's no urgency to correct the problem, just to endure and gain additional profits. That is why we're seeing things happening, is let it happen, let it go on, and we and the people who have the means will profit and make money, because they have to be money to rebuild, redo, buy, and expand. The people, again, who are projected to expected, they are expected to basically go deep into your pockets, be more patient, endure, suffer losses, and continue to pay the bills. Well, the bills soon is not going to be able to be paid because there's no monies, there's no resources available to do that. So then what happens? What happens then? Governments have to reevaluate their purpose. And the citizens, through the vote, through protests and whatever, will make that determination. Hey, we are not going to tolerate it anymore, and it's going to have to be a shift. There's going to have to be a change. So I see more and more protests, more and more situations where governments like India have to make decisions based on the feelings of the people. The feelings of the people are getting to the point now that we are no longer able to tolerate the incompetence of our elected leaders in terms of our welfare. Your intention shows that you are looking for a quick grab, a personal gain, and the people who put you in office are suffering. This is coming to the point, it's coming to a reality. We are now having this, we have AI now. People can research, people can see, people can fact check. And This is exactly the same story. You are lying to us and you're making money off of us.
Right. Very emphasized statements coming from Norman Floyd Barnes, especially corporate greed and where the money flows, really, it does not flow back to the communities harmed in the way of nature's erratic events. As we see continuously, wildfires does not have any marked territory. It can take place anywhere where there is suspected arsonist crimes, if not natural reasons that spark this kind of flame. Let me give an example before we head off for a break. Greek firefighters are battling a wildfire northwest of Athens for the fourth day as the strong and erratic winds continue to fan the blaze. Fires throughout the country have killed 5 firefighters since last week. This is just one segment of the entire worldwide situation regarding wildfires. With that being stated, it is time for a short commercial break. Do stay tuned for more on this very program. International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital. Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them,
testing nuclear missiles,
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing,
special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen,
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks,
preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
They will face better projects.
with presidency of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with 2 types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
Welcoming all our viewers back onto the International Affairs in its last segment, as we were joined with Norman Floyd Barnes, and we were really discussing the worldwide global situation, the economic situation as it appears from around the world and how it impacts Bangladesh. There has been numerous news articles, as of yesterday, posts from the Ministry of Power here in Bangladesh telling us regarding the energy crisis. People from around various communities around the capital is once again reiterating the fact that their electric costings for the month have increased significantly. Amidst all of this news, we also understand that there has been, the country is reeling from LP gas shortage. If not, this is because due to factors outside of our borders, internationally, we are in a very tough economic recession-like time. I want to ask senior journalist Abdul Bari, Bangladesh is going through a transitionary phase, in my opinion. I want to know-how from you, how you feel about the current issues that I've just raised. What are some of your observations as well, and where we should really focus in order to take away or be in a better standing with other Asian economies as well?
Regarding this point, I like to say we cannot avoid the problem. Problem, of course, we are feeling the problem. You know, we are doing job. We have a budget. When unnecessarily the energy or electric bill added in our budget, then it should be hampered in others' position. So, look, everybody have budget. After that budget, if little bit come 1 point, 2 point, 3 points pressure, then it will be big problem for you, me and others. So, what need to do? Government is taking money from the various part of the money earning source, that is revenue, that is the foreign trade and commerce, industry. The reason is that, you know, I can set up the one example in the Indian one newspaper, in not only Indian, in Bangladesh. Right. You look, we have a 20-page added newspaper.
Right.
But we are selling it at the cost of taka 10. If you go to buy or think an analysis about the price of the newspaper, in one page, how many taka? 2 or 3 taka. So how we can selling it at the cost? Every newspaper is costing nearly 60 taka above. So we are selling it to the 10. 35% is the commission. So the owner is getting very few, 65.
Right.
65. So how they are covering the loss? Covering from the advertisement.
Right.
So government have the many issue. They are taking money from the vehicles, they are taking from trade and commerce, they are taking money from the remittance, etc. Why the people is suffered by this government decision? Some of the high official and executive, they are explained to the superior authority, due to this reason we like to increase the price of the electricity, like to price of the fuel, etc. But they are not thinking. By this increasing, some of the people, some of the beneficiaries can be benefited. But overall country's people and the citizen will be under pressure. So right. We are not thinking like this. So, you know, the gas crisis is everywhere. Our Bangladesh's all newspaper is highlighted the crisis of the gas crisis everywhere. Yesterday I saw many of the that is the industry has been closed due to the insufficient
amount of energy. Gas.
So if the money earning source, mill and industry is DBL group, due to the crisis of the gas, they are close their factory.
Right.
If it is run like that, you know, yes, today the Amar Desh newspaper and other newspapers already said that many of the industry of the Chittagong has been shut down due to the crisis. Due to this reason, 30,000 workers have been unemployed.
Right.
90 over industry has been shut down due to the crisis. So those who are responsible to meet up this crisis, they have need to think not now. You are thinking we have a gas crisis now. We are thinking to bring it from the Myanmar. So the concerned people and the minister and others, why they did not think about before?
Even while the war was beginning. Yes, in the first phase.
They have a meter. They are looking the gas. You know, America, they know the 3 week, after the 3 week, the fuel will be finished. Reserve fuel of the finish in America. Now the Trump is in big problem. He is coming with like the surrender position. The Mr. Iran, we like to stop. And it is good. I'm not criticizing against the Trump.
Right.
And it is real thinking. He's thinking what is going to happen. So, if you are a responsible person, Why you are now thinking to bring it from the Myanmar? Why
Right.
you do not think in before 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? The chili, one chili, this is agricultural product. It can be, due to the rainfall, due to the rainy season, it can be. So, concerned department should be take a step to bring it before the crisis. We have a sufficient, we can bring it from the trade and commerce is open with the India. We can bring it to other spot. We can Mauritania, etc. Many country we have. Why the people is not thinking? When the crisis, onion crisis, you know, during the past time, every time of Idul Adha before, the onion price is coming from 1 point to jump 100 point. Why?
Right.
Why the people? You know, long of the time I worked with the foreigners, foreign company. They are our superior authority. Warn us, Mr. Bari, you have need to think before crisis come. You think always anti-participatory. If it is not done, then it can be. It should be. It must be.
Right.
Like this. So we are not thinking to beat up the crisis. We know our people, our desire, our requirements, how many chili, how many onion, how many fuel we have need. We know everybody. Even government know how many vehicles is running, how many industry is running, and how many that is the what says gas, petroleum, etc. You know, need one thing you think. Before it was the time of coal power. From the coal mine, we are connecting power. Inch of this is coming petroleum. Inch of petroleum is going to finish.
Right,
now,
the pressure will continue on petroleum later on as well.
If you come to you know the this is coal origin engine, railway engine. You can remember, you can see that's finished.
I must.
So the system is finished. Huh?
Right.
Now we are going to that is solar power also finished, nearly finished. Now we are establishing in the top of our roof solar power, but magnetic time is already very near. Maybe you heard that the Chinese authority, Chinese government is going to made a artificial sun.
Yes.
That sun power will be seven times more powerful than the normal sun heat. Normal sun heat. So by this is magnetic. Magnetic. You look, we make the Ropur from the running very slowly like the throttle. You know, the throttle is going very slowly, very slowly. Why this one? You have idea. I have idea. Those who are touring in the foreign. Okay, our general people have no scope to tour in foreign. But our minister, our MP, our leader, our state leader, everybody have experience. Why we are not following to develop our country?
Right. Many questions that senior journalist Abdul Bari has questioned. Excellent statements from Abdul Bari, really bringing closure on the system and how we are governed by the government as well. 200 million Bengalis' fate lies on some decisions of those who make such decisions. They should have warned us earlier on. I thank Abdul Bari for joining on to this very program, providing an insight on national and international aspects as well. Thanking Norman Floyd Barnes for joining on this very program as well. I want to end by giving some of the statistics that the nation is going through. Over 3,000 megawatts of load shedding was recorded yesterday as the gas crisis cripples our economies, and it of course is disrupting economic activity well beyond the power and energy sector, with factories cutting or halting production. CNG filling stations struggling with near zero gas pressure and homes facing several gas shortages. Just a frank reminder to all of our viewers and those who are watching, we must remember to keep our resources at hand before we fall into another crisis that is impending upon all of us. With that being stated, I am Shamsul Alam Pantho signing off on International Affairs.